Hey, everybody, I need you to sit down. I need you to sit down. If you're driving, you're sitting down, so you're okay. You need to take a deep breath. Follow me through on this. I'm going to, listen, warning, disclosure. I'm going to be deliberately sarcastic with intensity for this one. Okay, you ready? Take a deep breath. So here we go. College campuses, over 220 universities, people shouting, pro-Hamas, from the river to the sea, the destruction of Israel, death to Israel, death to America. I'm sure I'm missing something. There's various chants. All being said by people who have all of a sudden a medical mask on, every single one of them, or a keffiyeh. A keffiyeh, Middle East, you wrap it around your head or wrap it around your neck when it's cold, a keffiyeh. But in the Middle East, Westerners don't know this. In the Middle East, when you put it across your face and it exposes just this, that's what warriors put on before they kill. Did you know that? If you put this on and walk down the streets of Jerusalem, you're going to be tackled by the police immediately. You want to know why? Because you mean harm. When you say Intifada, do you know what you're saying? Intifada, you're saying war, or let the war begin. And it can also be translated, let the war begin, let's behead. That's what Islam does. It's mandated in Islam, beheading. That's why they just do that. Here's my point. This is happening on American universities. This is absolutely amazing to me. Should they be allowed on a university campus with a keffiyeh on or a face covering where it's not required for medical purposes? So that's strike number one. Why is this person coming onto the campus with a keffiyeh? Number two, what's the sign he's holding? Oh, death to America? Pro-Hamas? Check the boxes. What are they announcing? You say, oh, Jack, they're just silly, stupid college kids. Stupid for sure. But not like they're unable to be useful idiots. They are useful idiots for the status quo. They're raging against the establishment. They have no idea. It's the establishment that they're raging against. The establishment that has funded things like campus riots by groups that happen to be connected to Bill Gates and George Soros to intentionally disrupt campus. You say, no, I don't believe that. Okay, if you don't believe that, then why is it when the NYPD show up to NYU or Columbia University, why when SWAT shows up to break it up, they don't stop? They resist and fight back. Think of that. So here's the big deal. Should they even be allowed to do it? This morning I turned on the news and I watched the idiocy of the news media from channel to channel to channel covering Columbia University and NYU say the same thing. You know, they're just expressing their First Amendment rights. This is the First Amendment in action. College campuses have always been a place of freedom of expression. Can I say that those are the words of fools? Fools. You want to know why? The college campus is supposed to be a place of higher education, not what's happening right now. Oh, Pastor, don't you believe in the First Amendment? Totally. It came from the Judeo-Christian belief, as did the Second Amendment, a Judeo-Christian belief. We've got people who I believe have forfeited their rights to the First Amendment. They don't have the First Amendment to do what they're doing on over 220 university campuses. You say, oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that. Hear me out. If I went to Moscow and did what they're doing, I know what would happen. They would be there for 5 minutes. And let me tell you, I've been to Russia over 23 times. I've seen how the police and how the military deal with people on the streets, and it ain't pretty. That's why it doesn't happen there. Go to Germany. Go to Germany. You start chanting in Munich or Stuttgart or Frankfurt words to destroy Germany. It doesn't even make the headline news. But we've got people here, listen, exercising a Christian freedom to propagate Islamic jihad and to promote Islamic dominance and hate and anti-Semitism. What if I were to say, with a mask on all of a sudden, I should have brought one, should have put a mask on and say, death to Saudi Arabia, death to Saudi Arabia, death to Turkey, and chanted, no more Turkey, no more Saudi Arabia, death to Saudi Arabians, all Saudi Arabians, death, death, death. People would freak out. Friends, listen. You can't go into a theater and exercise your First Amendment and shout, fire! It's illegal. Did you know you'll be arrested? But it's free speech. No, it's not free speech. That is declaring something in a setting and people will stampede and be killed. It's an act of danger. Are you hearing me? That's not your First Amendment right to shout fire in a theater. Neither is it your First Amendment to say that you're using the First Amendment to speak your opinion when you're not even an American. You say, Pastor, I was born and raised here. I get to. No, you missed it completely. Just because you were born here doesn't mean you're an American. That's ridiculous. You don't even know what American is, if that's what you think. Americans are not born. Well, I got a passport. That's not being an American. Being an American is to choose the U.S. Constitution as your governing document. Did you know that? That's why, listen, I'm Portuguese. I don't have American blood in me. I have Portuguese blood in me. Are you a German? Do you live in Cincinnati? Listen, you're not an American because you live in Cincinnati. You're an American because you've chosen to bring your life under the rule of the U.S. Constitution. People on these university campuses, they don't even know what the Constitution is. So when they say it's my First Amendment right to say death to America, death to Israel, you don't have the right to do that because you're not an American and you are actually somebody who yourself, you have no constitutional rights. We don't recognize them because you're not an American. I can't go to Peru right now and get off the plane and stand in Lima and declare something based on the U.S. Constitution. They'll say, who is this nut? Somebody needs to tell him he's not in America right now. You can't go to Paris and do certain things and say, it's my First Amendment right. Dude, you're in the wrong country. To be exercising your First Amendment right in America means that you agree with the Constitution. You can't pick and choose. But we're not surprised. This is the idiocy and the uninformed that are running this country, ruling over the governments of colleges and universities, who frankly have been stoking this action for decades by teaching this type of socialism. And here it is. And only the Lord knows if and when it's going to stop. Because stupid and dumb has arrived on the bus and they've gotten out and now they're in the streets.